have a purpose in your life greater than yourself to be your guiding light, that will be a grounding factor. Volunteering to go visit sick people in the hospital, a great thing to do. It could be obviously religion or meditation or mindfulness or yoga practice, having friends, that heart-to-heart connection. And again, I put that in the category of spirituality. We forget that it's never too late to learn. And when you learn, you grow yourself. You're focusing on your own mind and your own heart and your own interests. And somehow in those kinds of periods, the stress does not seem quite as intense. A mentor can help you in so many ways to guide you through these different periods in your life. You should sit and focus on your breathing 5 minutes a day. And of course, breathing ties into posture, because when your posture is appropriately erect, your ribs can move and you can breathe fully. When you're hunched, as so many of us are from sitting in front of a computer all day or driving, we become hunched forwards and the ribs become jammed into the spine, and we cannot breathe properly and oxygenate ourselves appropriately, and then we can't deal with stress properly. And then the muscles get all congested and we get muscular pains, and then there's a whole sequela of events that goes on. Almost every physiological process in the body requires water as its component, its substrate to do that physiological process. If you cannot function properly, obviously you can't deal with your stress properly. You know, it's so simple and so basic sometimes that people forget these things. But remember, the first premise of all of this is to focus on you and not the source of the stress. Nutrition cannot be underestimated. And whether it's getting the proper B vitamins, often known as the stress vitamins, magnesium. I don't want to talk specifically about specific vitamins. I'm not a nutritionist, but certainly proper nutrition is an important component in making your body strong so that you can deal with the stress in your life. We are all pushing so hard all the time that most of us don't get enough sleep. And I'm going to put the word rest in with this sleep. The idea of unplugging from society is so important if it's only for 24 or 25 hours. We just got to turn ourselves off sometimes. And obviously when you train, you have to push pretty hard. But without the proper sleep and rest, your body cannot function at a high level. Friday night, go to sleep, turn off your phone, turn off the alarm clock, put down the shades, go to sleep, and let your body wake you up when it's ready to. But here's the trick. Do that a second night in a row. The first night, obviously you're exhausted from the week. You're going to sleep 8, 9, 10, 11 hours, whatever it is. But after you did that Friday night, if that's when you're doing it, do it a second night. And then you'll really get a clue about how much sleep you do need. All of us must exercise, and the stats are irrefutable. And whether you're exercising a little bit every day, that's fine, a half an hour every day, or 3 or 4 times a week, more extended period, is the greatest antidote to stress, to illness, to depression, mild depression, poor mood. Exercise must be done. What's the secret to exercising? The secret to exercising is making it fun. You've got to find an exercise that you enjoy. It's as plain and simple as that. And when I say exercise, let me just clarify that. I mean cardiovascular exercise. You can do that with weights if you don't rest too much between your sets, but I'm not referring to stretching. You have to get your heart rate up. That's what that means when it comes to exercise. And you need to do about 3 hours a week, whether it's a half an hour a few days or 3 hours, 3 one-hour sessions. What are some of the bad habits? Of course, too much alcohol. We get stressed out. We want to have a drink, make the stress of the day go away. One drink is okay. There's research that shows that 1 ounce of alcohol per day is very good for the heart and for wellness. But some of us get a little bit carried away with that, do it too often or do it too much. So you have to be careful with that. Also with, for example, caffeine. I am a proponent of caffeine in small amounts, but too much caffeine, or caffeine in general, does release cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And cortisol can make the body more stressed out. So you need to be very careful with that. So I'm just going to mention those two as removing those bad habits. I'm not even going to bring up smoking. Obviously, that's one that's got to go. No further conversation necessary. Get up every morning or at the end of the day, sit down with a journal. You don't have to go out and buy anything. It could be a simple notebook, and write down 3 things that you are appreciative of in your life. 3 things every day. It's very easy to do for about a week or 10 days. But then and they have to be different things every day. To really take a look, to expand your vision of yourself and say, what am I really appreciative for? Now it sounds simple and it sounds almost cute, but if you're going through a stressful period, that's obviously a negative. It's really important that if you can refocus your energy on the positive things in your life, the things for which you need to be appreciative, that is very, very helpful. We all need some time to be a jerk. What does that mean? It means laying in bed, rearranging your sock drawer, cleaning out the closet, window shopping, just really stupid, useless time. Now, I'm not saying do that all the time, but it's a time, it's like rest almost. It's time when you say, you know what, I'm not going to push for the next 2 hours. For the next 2 hours, I'm just going to totally chill and be a jerk. And that's a really important thing. So many of us just have the pedal to the metal all the time. And you can't keep driving the car when it's out of gas. You got to fill the gas tank. And some jerk time is a good way of filling the gas tank. You do it with one more piece of the puzzle by trying not to be perfect. Okay, Dr. Fenster said I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do with this amount of time. You do it by taking on 80% of it finding a proper balance in your life, not driving yourself crazy, and creating a system that really works for you.